Hey everyone, happy solstice and happy rainy Oregon solstice. I thought it'd be fun to take a quick tour of the garden, see what's growing and what we can harvest for a solstice salad and focus on those pre-1600 veggies. So here in the side garden that is right outside the kitchen door, I have a lot of winter veg growing because in the winter it's usually dark and rainy, and having it really close to the house makes it easier to use. We have a couple different types of kale. That's Dazzle Blue growing in a pot and doing fantastic. We also have this tree collard, and happy last day of collard week, everyone. It is doing lovely and really enjoying this mild winter that we're having. Down below I have some perennial leeks, and what I like to do with these is I just chop off and rip off the tops, and you can see where I've done this in the back here, and they fry up really well, lovely with some eggs. Some orc growing there underneath the cages, trying to grow desperately. Some little starts of the tree collards, hopefully they'll get going. I have a perennial kale here that's all a little bit tattered. It's seen better days, the slugs have gotten to it. Some chard in the background, definitely needing a nitrogen boost. And of course, who could go wrong with a bunch of parsley. This is a lovely little thing. I don't know if much of this I will... Oh, we have primroses. Hello. So that might be a fun thing to add, is a few little primroses, flowers into the garden. Although, wow, the slugs are getting to those too. All right, let's go see what else we got going. The courtyard is growing nice and strong. We have our perennial Portuguese kale types. And whereas I could chop these up for a lovely salad, I mostly use them to feed to the chickens this time of year, although I just cooked some up this morning and they were quite delightful. So that is definitely something that we could possibly add to our winter salads. All right, and this is the winter state of my medieval perennial greens bed. We have some sorrel over there on the side that's doing pretty well. It'll come back here pretty soon, but it'll provide a nice bright lemony vitamin C packed punch of flavor. This larger thing that's slowly taking over is a perpetual chard or perennial spinach. It is a lovely example of what an older type of chard would be, a pre-1600s chard. We have Dobbin shore kale, or that cosmic kale. It's trying to stay up. It's had better days, poor thing. And then of course Alexanders. All sorts of Alexanders going on here right now, and so if you like a really dusky celery flavor, these are quite lovely. They're doing great in this winter. Our Good King Henry, that kind of limey yellow green, is finally given up the ghost for the winter. It usually dies back and comes back in the spring, so probably not be adding anything for that, but maybe in February. Salad brunette is doing pretty well. It has some fresh green growth down there at the base, which would provide a nice lemony cucumber, or not lemony, a nice cucumber flavor to things. The sea kale is died back, and it is just kind of holding on. The goal here is to keep it a little bit drier so it doesn't rot and die off. And then a nice perennial green, or a self-seeding green, is miner's lettuce, although this is something that is native to North America. So in this lovely tangle of a bed, I have some perennial broccoli that's growing huge and tall. You can see some cabbages there in the background, those dark purples. And then leeks, there's always leeks, but I thought what would be really fun to show and tell with you today is my beets. Look at these things, they're massive. So these are ones that I planted in the spring, and then I didn't end up harvesting all of them, and so they're growing and they're monstrous. And the leaves though are beautiful, and so you can just keep harvesting the leaves and add those to a salad. Really tasty. And so something that always brings me joy is opening up our little coaches or covers and seeing how the winter crops are doing. And the front row is arugula, and that'll be something that'll add a nice pop of flavor to things. And then there's a mustard green, mixed green cut and come again mix. And then hiding in the corners behind the garlic is endive. And so hopefully in a little bit, the endive, that light green color, will do quite well. And a fun new addition to the garden this year is rampions. Woohoo! And you can eat the leaves of these guys as well as the roots come spring. Here we are in another kale bed. This is the Dazzle Blue, which is a type of palm kind of kale. Anyway, it grows nice and tall, and what you do is you just keep harvesting the leaves off the stem, just keep on picking them. Here is one that I harvested this morning to cook up with some eggs. Really fun and delightful, and you just take this leaf, pop it off, and then that you add to any of your dishes. So here are a few more things that I've been growing from seed that I'm going to be adding to a brand new or a remake of my perennial green bed. And it's going to be a little bit larger and bolder. This is samphire. It is typically harvested wild on the coasts, but I'm going to try growing it in the garden this year. And of course, I can't have a video without skirret, so this is skirret. You can see it's died back. If I wanted to, I could dig this up and eat the roots or slice them up and add them as a nice crunchy bit to a salad. And then over here we have this is variegated land cress instead of just a straight cress, but it's nice peppery taste. More rampions. I am so excited how well they produced from seed. I wasn't expecting this high germination rate. And then I have some little Johnny jump ups and some violas to add. And then this one here is great. This is black salsify or sclerozera, or also known as viper's grass. And apparently, in addition to harvesting the entire root, you can eat the leaves year after year. So that'll be fun to experiment with. And then another little primrose. This is a double primrose, so not quite the pre-1600s English primrose. Those would usually be more single flowered, but it's what's available, and I think it's beautiful. So, and then another really fun addition here. Don't mind the moldy slug bait. This is Herbistella or buckshorn plantain, and you can either eat the leaves as a nice addition to a winter vegetable, or Calavestro in the late 1500s Italy talks about adding the flower. So I'm hoping that this will flower and I can add it to some salads and try it out this year. Other things that are growing that I didn't take pictures of are dandelion greens and borage, things kind of like that. Those are great to add to salads. They bring quite a powerful flavor with them, so use in moderation or unless you're ready for that. So, otherwise, I hope this was fun. I hope everybody's doing well. Get some dirt under your fingernails. The days are coming back to us. The darkness can't last forever, so take care, and I wish you well.